all the essential things that you could need for survival for 5 days, 7 days. You'll need more eventually. Maybe you'll have a second bag which is hidden in a secret location with more stuff. Or a location where you can go in and get more things. Sometimes when the shit hits the fan, you might be stealing. You might need to steal a car, you might need to open a lock. In that book also I can teach you how to open locks, how to get out of handcuffs, many things. But that's more specific. I have every single thing that you can imagine, but it's in Greece and it's very difficult for logistics to bring it in undercover. So anything from fully automatic weapons to bazookas, also sell arms, not illegally, but sell arms, and I have access to everything on the black market. That's usually a question of fear with most people, because I don't have a guns license. Well, you never get a guns license for a semi-automatic unless you're in America. But when you start to realize that there seems to be no law at the moment, and law is invented to unarm you, so you can't defend yourself. So when it comes to real survival, you would just basically pick up a gun and shoot. Okay, it's not so hard to shoot a gun. Okay, so but that's a different case. We don't have any guns here. If you can get a gun, get a cazador, saw it off. Yeah, can putar, sawn off shotgun or pistol if you can, or some things. But simple weapons and tools can be from. This is a special forces knife. It's quite hard to get hold of that one, a bit rusty. The idea of this is to perforate the heart and come up through the back. So there's one for the kidneys, perforates all the internal organs, one in, one out, and that's it. So that's hard to get, but you can buy tactical knives. This is good for hammering, seeds, nuts, stones. You can. It's very resistant. It's titanium. It's not very expensive, about 45 euros. You can cut with it. Very good for cooking and very good for fighting because it's very light and it's very comfortable. It's not like the flick blades and all that. Anyway, that's a different story. A basic good hunting knife or tactical knife is what you should have. So, personal computer should have a solar charger. At the moment, it's best to get one if you can, because although you might not have internet connection, you might want to save on a portable computer or an external hard drive. I can send the links when we centralize on the Gmail, on Proton Mail. Sorry. We also have a friend, a couple, Perry and Lenka. He's a very top prepper, and he has a lot of knowledge as well. What he's done, he's downloaded all on hard copy on an external drive and printed out the knowledge of how to survive without off-grid. Okay, so we're not dependent on the internet. We have on paper an external hard drive all the information. That's very useful. You can look through it in one time, get familiar with some things, and go, I never thought of that. And you can, in the same day, you can implement those strategies and psychology of things all being aware. Then you've got basic lamp. The small tube ones are better.
I saw the same with solar power in Sulka.
Yes. It's a good one. Yeah, very strong.
Very strong.
Strobes as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
it's
also
very good.
strong.
This is just an external battery. If you don't have solar, it's not going to last long as well, but you can one more charge on your phone. Very important is to not disclose your location except to the ones in your inner circle, because you don't want traces of, for example, you post, if you can redirect your post to somebody that you trust and pick it up. It's much better, because even with the simple things on lockdowns in Portugal, new regulations for schools, you really have to think 3 times ahead. For Sidelia's example, her son he wanted to go to school, but he's only 14. Obviously, he misses his friends, probably feels a little bit bored now of the PlayStation and stuff. He wants to maybe on his own initiative learn something. We know the schools, number one, are indoctrination camps, but on the other side they're all interconnected to the government and the system. So imagine if the kid did go to school, then they're going to say, who you been with, who you live with, you're going to go and test them, they come to your house and blah blah blah. So you want to cut that line of connections with people where they can find you and explain to the people who are next to you your reasoning behind this. And it's your right to say, no, I deserve my privacy, even for my family. Even sometimes our family are our worst enemies, unfortunately, because they don't approve or they think you're conspiracy theorists. And they're the ones that are going to get caught into the shit. And so these are all plans of action to help us avoid. The other one is obviously if you have the one with 2 holes in the eyes and mouth, it's much better because it's more intimidating to the other, and it shows you pre-prepared that psychologically the other person, they're going to be more scared. But you can have just a normal head. This is for avoiding or blending into other types. Should have a cap as well.
How can you get that?
This one.
No.
This one. This is actually a snow mask, but you can get the full mask on eBay or online.
Okay.
And basically, this is to avoid drone or facial recognition. You should have a pair of sunglasses. And if you have a cap, obviously you're not going into a shop or somewhere, but you fear that you're being watched by a camera or whatever. Then you put a cap on, a mask, normal mask. You don't want to use the masks. Yeah, you just blend into what's happening. You don't want to go with bright colors and whatever. You want to stay within what people, the normal people are doing. So you don't stand out like a sore thumb. So that's gloves as well, very important. Super glue you can put on your fingers and to avoid fingerprints if necessary. I have my passport here, but ID is totally irrelative because you don't want to get to the moment, here's my ID. It's the same as Domingo said, I am me. You don't need my ID, I am me. I have a free right to travel anywhere in the world and live anywhere in the world.
Can I ask a question
Yeah.
to that team? I was in La Guadalajara. They came and I said no, I have no ID. Sorry, and he said, yeah, la, can you write down a name? I write down my name and I said to him, yeah, in Lagos.
Mm-hmm.
I made new documents and then one time again I had to make new documents and I said, hey, you have my, and they all saved it in the computer. So just call Lagos. They have my dates.
Mm-hmm.
So they did it and then they came. What's with this dog? No chip, no. She's too young and she was 2 years old but so small and how old? 1 year. Okay, it's too young. But and then they gone. They never asked me again. But I wanted to ask you, what can I do when this happens?
Try to avoid it completely at any cost. If you see any sign of authorities, even if it looks like a small stop or whatever, turn back without them seeing, obviously. Try and see, if there's a long queue, it could be a roadblock or on the roundabout sometimes. But I always tend to go out of the way, even if it takes twice as long, just to not give them the satisfaction or an excuse to do an anal check,
Yeah.
They do just anything is an excuse for them to be shit-faced, but with the microchip, it should be, you should have the right not to give your dog microchip, but it's just the law says if he causes any harm or if he gets lost, then you are the owner and you're the one responsible for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason for the microchip.
So they can put me in prison
No,
for have no
no.
documents?
Unless your dog attacked somebody and you said it was your dog and it has no microchip, they could put you in prison. Yeah, a little bit. But you could say, I adopted the dog 2 days ago. I've not had time to give the
You know,
microchip.
I was afraid that they take.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the problem. But if you think carefully, you don't own the dog until you have a registry with them. Until you register the dog in their system.
No.
Yeah, that is ownership. Because in reality and in truth, you are the servant of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
You are the one who gives him food.
Yes, all the time I said, no, I'm not the owner of the dog. She belongs to me.
Can we just focus because he's got the talking stick?
He's your owner.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because you
next,
feed
like
him.
some
She's
cable.
my owner, yeah?
Wait.
You have to be
Exactly.
too thick. The cable,
important.
obviously 5 meters is good. This cable, you can hook it on top of a house. If you do, it's 10 meters, it's better because then you can triple it up and make it stronger. So you can climb a wall, a high wall, or come down with the cable. You can use it as a washing line. You can use it to strangle somebody. You can use it as a guideline to pull something. Many uses, but it's good to have a bit of cable for escape, for survival.
Is it
So-
rope or cable?
Sorry?
You said rope or cable?
No, it's like a fiber optic cable.
Ah, okay.
But it can be electric.
Why not just rope? Why not just
Yeah,
rope?
you can get rope, but rope gets then heavier.
Oh.
Yeah, and this has more high tension than a rope.
Ah,
When you
okay.
do
If it's
3-ply.
steel cable.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or if you want to escape from a hotel, you usually ask for another 10 sheets.
Right.
And you could a special knot that you can come down the
Yeah.
hotel.
Yeah.
So that's just like this. It's
Yeah.
made to be lightweight,
Mhm.
unconspicuous, and it's a useful tool for many things. You can fish with it. Many uses. Tape, duct tape, very important.
Tie the
it can
cop
be
up.
used- Yeah, it can be used for tying up things, holding things,
Tying
normal
people
uses.
up.
But if you have an injury, cut,
Yeah.
it can stop the blood.
Okay.
This can also stop the blood.
Yeah. As a tourniquet.
This can also be used as a temporary bulletproof vest, not this alone, obviously, but some thick books,
Hmm.
that can be 4 or 1 big like telephone directory book. the old
Okay.
ones. You can get your hands on one.
Okay.
Some ceramic tiles,
Yeah.
and then you take it around. It will stop most bullets that the police force uses.
Wow.
Wow.
So, that type of thing. So very useful for many.
You have tiles there.
Yeah, well, it was
Huh?
my
You
question.
have tiles there.
Eh?
You don't have tiles here, but you can get tiles nearly anywhere.
Yeah.
And you can go on somebody's land, you can break some tiles up. But yeah, we have tiles at home, but
Then you have phone books.
they're not phone books here, no. This is a small knife, this is just
Ah.
a stealth knife.
Okay.
You don't have to have this, it's just for in the archery, yeah.
Right.
In the net, it's unconspicuous.
Yeah.
You can be like this, whatever. Same with your knife. Same with your knife. You can be
Uh-huh.
unsuspected and a good knife weapon expert will never see the knife and will be so fast in seconds will be over. If you learn those skills, it's not nice. I know it's not nice, it's horrible. But if it's you or them, you have to decide
Yeah.
die or fly. Yeah. Headphones is
Die or
useful.
let
Mini lights for night for reading, conspicuous. Has a little bracket. You can put it on like a hat or on a book, so this forms a very small light enough to read.
Yeah.
Nobody see it from far away, no? Okay.
It's just so low voltage that the luminance doesn't pick up so much from a distance. Anyway, if you do light or fire at night, you should have a rocket stove, which is in the ground, and be concealed by some bushes. You should make it in a way it doesn't create so much smoke. So quick
It's necessary in the Montreal to don't fire all up.
small toolkit, very useful. There's a toolkit.
Toolkit, yeah.
If you don't have the tools. Other types of this is like just a strong shoelace or from the training trousers. Yeah, it's very, very good for many things.
You can garrote somebody with it.
Sometimes for your dog, maybe.
Yeah,
And garrots.
So very useful. I'll teach you on another occasion that stuff.
Yeah.
And any weapon is a good weapon. Providing metal pen is a very good weapon. You can stick it in somebody's throat, in the eye, in the ears, the kidneys. If it will perforate the kidneys, just as good as a knife.
Cool.
So your basic adapters and stuff. This is also very useful. If you don't know how to make fire naturally, there's some for about €8, or it doesn't have to be eBay. I don't support Amazon anymore. Because he's one of them. But eBay is semi-okay, and you can order a lot of these things online. It's not so expensive. One is a fire steel, lasts forever. And two, it starts a fire.
Really?
Perfect.
Wow.
Lifelong, it's a good investment.
You can light fire with that.
Yeah, it's like a small steel stick.
Yeah.
And you just strike against it.
Okay.
The other one, and it lights any fire. So this one is very useful.
A flint.
Okay, yeah.
It's flint.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a flint.
Flint.
This one is very useful. You can basically
You use it for assassination.
without cutting your hands if you use it, if you do this carefully. This is a high tensile steel saw.
Yeah.
And we'll cut through metal, we'll cut through prison bars,
Wow.
handcuffs, we'll cut wood, we'll cut tree trunks. If you have enough patience to do cut the whole thing.
Yeah.
We'll cut cheese, we'll cut your neck, we'll cut many stone, anything. So it's very versatile, very useful to have. If you get trapped or you need to cut some.
It's good to beat a bow.
Yes.
The bow between, then you can.
Yeah.
So,
Other more accessible weapons sometimes is a crossbow or make your own crossbow. We have actually ordered now.
no, I mean a saw bow, you know.
A saw bow, yeah, you can adapt that to this, yeah. You can adapt that. And it's really resistant.
Sorry.
It hardly ever breaks. So that's basically it with this one, because prepping bags should have the basic stuff for 5 days. Okay, some food as well if you don't know how to hunt. Some basic food.
What kind of food would you suggest?
Psychologically, imagine that you're going to have to eat raw seeds, raw plants.
What type of food would you
but also
carry?
insects.
What kind of food would you carry in the bag?
I'd carried a few high carb, high protein food bars, or like that 1 meal a day. I know it's not the best of the stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe a tin of tuna or two.
You can
Something really lightweight.
you can get those army rations. That,
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you have, because this is all relatively relative,
Mm.
because it all depends on your finance.
Yeah.
Where to order it, I can tell you that's not a problem. But also in this window of opportunity, we don't know if the postal service is going to stop or be limited. So if things are going to take 2 months to come from somewhere, it's pointless now. Domingos and I, we saw that what was coming, so we ordered some lasers, not expensive, and the way people fight the drones these days with facial recognition or filming is with lasers. I read a report today that in South America there was a big protest and the drones came in, and just with 3 normal lasers they pulled out the drones. It goes out. We ordered one which is like 3,000 times more powerful, goes 10,000 meters high.
Wow.
It's like you point to the drone.
Yeah,
and
because the lens on the drone, it has a optic which is connected to the electronics and navigation system.
broke.
If the optic and the operator,
yeah.
usually has an operator, most drones.
Yeah.
If the operator can't see where he's going, then he's going to get confused. But also the microchip inside is not collecting data to keep the balance. So it will either melt the electronics, okay, because the lasers we ordered, it starts a fire more or less from here.
Really?
Fabio, yeah. in about 2 seconds starts a fire. If you keep it on, like for 5G, it's fantastic. You don't go indestruction.
Right on, man.
Fucking cables and these cameras on the road. Rebellion, man, rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
Okay.
basically it. Normally you'd have a second bag with even more prepared stuff. But as I say, in that book you can, if you want to order it, or later on.
Only.
No, yeah, you can get it from a few independent suppliers as well. It doesn't have to be eBay or Amazon.
But it's online.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, it's online. And very, very good. Usually, even the author of the book was a real top SEAL in America. He even also said in his interview that he only used 50% of those techniques. And he's been all around the world and stuff. Also, myself, you learn skills relative to that time. It's not that you forget them, but nobody knows everything. So, we're all learning from each other, even fighting skills. I used to have a martial arts academy, taught martial arts for 30 years. So very, I believe, highly skilled, but with a distinct point. Cold blood. One thing is practicing and teaching. The next thing is using that cold blood psychology to lose the fear. A lot of people know how this and this and this, but in the moment of
yeah.
you have to lose that fear. So that's what I teach, how to use your adrenaline to your favor. But yeah, basically that's most of the stuff. You maybe have some small first aid, bandage, a few other pieces, but this is me. I can acquire very quickly what I need and improvise. For most people who are used to living in a false pretense of security, because they never had to fight, thankfully, they never had to think, shit.
Yeah, the problem will happen in the big cities. That's where the problem starts. But we will try and stay away as much as possible, obviously. But it's good to know that if it comes to that, it's like the Lusitanian art of fighting. It was never to confront the Roman army on an open battlefield, and the Germans did the same thing. The Germanic tribes, they used tactics and strategy of asymmetric warfare, which is, never expose yourself, know your enemy before you, even better than what you know yourself, and so on. There's Sun Tzu in Japanese tradition explains the art of war, which is can be applied in everything in life, basically.
Yeah, good book. Very good book.
So,